From the shocking action to the beautiful, fluid animation, there's a reason the most popular anime series incorporate rich fight scenes. Whether or not you're a fan of the anime series itself, a true anime lover will appreciate these astonishing, timeless, and downright epic brawls. Any anime with good fight scenes is one for the books. If you're seeking out some action-packed, thrilling anime scenes, discover the top 10 best anime fight scenes of all time below. Number 10. Jujutsu Kaisen, Itadori and Nobara vs. Iso and Kichizu. Genres: action, fantasy. Studios: Mappa. Jujutsu Kaisen is an action-packed horror anime that takes place in a world of cursed spirits. These spirits feed on humans as well as body parts from the demon Ryomen Sukuna. The fighting scene. In episodes 23 and 24, Itadori and Kugisaki are on a mission to defeat Kichizu, the spirit that lives below the Yasuhachi. Yuji begins to take on this cursed spirit alone, while Nobara continues ahead in an attempt to exorcise the curse. Unfortunately for Nobara, she is unable to get very far before Kichizu's brother Eso violently drags her from the barrel. While there's plenty of good old-fashioned action to be enjoyed in this fight, there is one element that truly brings this battle to the next level. The spirits attempt to poison Itadori and Nobara, but Nobara uses her sorcerer abilities to create voodoo puppets that reverse the direction of the poison. Nobara then aims an attack at Kichizu, ultimately blowing up his entire body. Meanwhile, Itadori severs Eso's arm, which Nobara uses to pull him back into the barrier. Finally, Itadori kills the trapped Eso, leaving the bridge secured free. Number 9. My Hero Academia, Endeavor and Hawks vs. Hood. Themes: school artificial humans are one of the biggest threats our superhero protagonists face. These horrific monsters typically attack with brute force, and little intelligence are terrified and even thrown out of a building during this intense battle, but in the Utilizing All Might's Plus Ultra move, Endeavor effectively ends the battle and solidifies his spot as #1 hero, making it a fan-favorite scene in the series. In the show, and one of the last remaining members of the Uchiha clan after the rest were wiped out by his older brother Itachi. The fighting scene. During this battle, the long-standing love-hate relationship between these two ninjas becomes even more apparent, making for an epic hands of the terrorist leader Orochimaru. In response, Sasuke decides to kill the realization that Sasuke would truly hurt him, eventually activating his Nine-Tails power in self-conscious and waiting for death at the hands of his former friend. Sasuke, however, comes to the conclusion that he cannot end Naruto's life. Number 7. The God of High School. Genres: action, fantasy, sci-fi, supernatural. Studios: Mappa and high school students. All martial arts styles, weapons, means, and methods of attaining. Taekwondo expert Jin Mori is invited to participate in the competition, entered for their own personal reasons. Mori knows that no opponent will be the same, as beneath the facade of a transparent test of combat prowess the tournament claims to be, one with hungry eyes. Number 6. Torakakugu no Railgun. Studios, JC Step. The 7 level 5 Espers are the most powerful in Academy City, and ranked 3rd among them is middle schooler Makoto Misaka, an electricity manipulator known as... Number 5. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Cranial, a naive young man who hopes to become the greatest adventurer in the land, and within the city's monster-filled catacombs, known only as the Dungeon. Death lurks around every corner in the cavernous depths of this terrifying labyrinth, and a mysterious privilege. Indeed, nothing is ever certain in a world where gods and humans live and work together, especially when they often struggle to get along. One thing is for sure, though, a myriad of blunders, triumphs, and friendships await the dauntly optimistic protester. Since the death of his father, the burden of supporting the family has fallen upon Tanjiro Kamado, able to enjoy a relatively peaceful and happy life. One day, Tanjiro decides to go down to the local village to make a little money selling charcoal. On his way back, night falls, forcing Tanjiro to take shelter in the house of a strange man who warns him of the existence of flesh-eating demons that lurk in the woods at night. When he finally arrives back home the next day, he is met with a horrifying sight. His whole family has been slaughtered. Worse still, the sole survivor is his sister Nezuko, who has been turned into a bloodthirsty demon. Number 3. Fate Grand Order. 2016 AD. The foundations of humanity have been incinerated by the Mage King Solomon. Chaldea, a secret mages organization with the mission to preserve humanity's future, foresaw mankind's extinction in 2015. Thus commenced the operation to repair the singularities in history caused by Holy Grails dispersed across time and space. Number 2. Black Clover. Asta and Yuno were abandoned at the same church on the same day. Raised together as children, they came to know of the Wizard King, a title given to the strongest mage in the kingdom, promised that they would compete against each other for the position of the next Wizard King. However, as they grew up, the stark difference between them became evident. While Yuno is able to wield magic with amazing power and control, Asta cannot use magic at all and desperately tries to awaken his powers by training physically. When they reach the age of 15, Yuno is bestowed a spectacular grimoire with a 4-leaf clover, while Asta receives nothing. However, soon after, Yuno is attacked by a person named Labudi, whose main purpose is to obtain Yuno's grimoire. Asta tries to fight Labudi, but he is outmatched. Though without hope and on the brink of defeat, he finds the strength to continue when he hears Yuno's voice. Unleashing his inner emotions in a rage, Asta receives a 5-leaf clover grimoire, a black clover giving him enough power to defeat Labudi. A few days later, the two friends head out into the world, both seeking the same goal, to become the Wizard King. Number 1. Attack on Titan, Eren vs. Annie. Studios, Wit Studio. Genres, action, drama. At the top of our list for anime fight scenes, we have Eren vs. Annie. In the dark alternate reality of Attack on Titan, a small civilization of humans is terrorized by towering carnivorous monsters known as Titans. Throughout the show, it's revealed that certain humans within this society wield the power to transform into Titans themselves. When Eren and his fellow scouts suspect Annie of harboring Titan powers, they concoct a plan to trap and seize her. Unfortunately, Annie discovers this plan and uses a bladed ring to cut herself and transform into a Titan. This is what leads to one of the show's most intense battles of all time, Titan Eren vs. Titan Annie.